A lot of those struggling soccer clubs will envy the way it is rising to success. And yet, you know, it's still football. The difference is that it's crossed the Atlantic to rival the home product. I wonder whether Lindsay Charlton is about to become one of its main supporters.
There used to be summer days in England when sport meant only cricket. Well, you still need pads for this game, and a physiotherapist helps too. But the gladiators who emerge bear little resemblance to either Dennis Compton or Ian Botham. While the pre-match razzmatazz goes far beyond anything acceptable at Lord's. Team spirit, however, thrives.
Yeah! You believe in yourself. Yeah! You believe in yourself. Yeah! You believe in yourself. Yeah! Play a good game.
In Crystal Palace Stadium, British teams playing gridiron football are already drawing crowds of up to 5,000. Some professional soccer clubs would be delighted with that turnout. Some others may be concerned that a foreign game will be an 80,000 sellout at Wembley in just 2 weeks' time. But how will the American pros used to playing on synthetic grass enjoy the stadium's hallowed turf?
I really like this, and so I think in time that we'll have to get back to grass. We know there's a great deal of interest here, and we're very interested in encouraging that and helping people understand more about our game, showing them who we are as a team and some of our players. We're very excited about it. I just would guess that there's a fascination with a game that's so particularly American. What is it about the game and what fascinates Americans about it? But I really want to come here and find out what British think about it.
On a weekday evening, Hyde Park becomes a training ground for the London Ravens team. 4 years ago, most of these players knew little about the game. Today, the two leagues in this country are inundated with letters from youngsters who now throw footballs where once they might have swung a cricket bat. On the playing fields of England, something is changing.
I think it's totally a team sport. I think it appeals to people that like to look fashionable. A player does look quite good in football equipment. And also, I think it just involves total commitment.
Now, just doing the same thing.
It also involves knocking over people who weigh up to 25 stone. Doing this requires brains as well as brawn. Brains and brawn have made Ed Jones, number 72 with the Dallas Cowboys, a legend in the American League.
Let you set them up. They're too good. Guys too big, too strong, too good. What he'll do if you just...
But surviving 12 painful seasons has involved a little fancy footwork.
But if you hit him, just take 2 steps. 2 steps.
So you used his weight again?
I didn't use any strength at all.
Maybe, but his size helps.
I'm 6 feet 9.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh 20 stones.
20 stones?
20 stones, right.
Are you a lineman? Is that big for a lineman or small for a lineman?
That's tall for a lineman. I'm the tallest in football at 6'9", but there are several 300-pounders there. A lot of refrigerators running around.
Didn't you think it was rather strange, though, being asked to come and play American football in London?
Well, it caught me as a surprise, and I'm just glad that we're one of the teams that have chosen to come, and I think it's only fitting that Dallas play the Chicago Bears. They're coming off a big Super Bowl win, and we've been successful for many years, and it's a bit of a revenge factor there, getting beat 44-0 last year by the Bears.
If Mr. Jones hits you, you'll need extra protection. Therefore, take thigh pads, shoulder pads, shirt, elbow pads, gloves and a helmet. Looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger cost you £300.
I think it's the toughest sport that exists, bar none. Motor racing, karate, there just isn't a sport that involves more physical work.
You can die motor racing.
You can die playing football. Lots of people do. Last year, I think 12 people died playing football in the United States. We haven't had any deaths in England. I think most players will have come close to breaking bones. I've broken several. My partner has had serious injuries. You really are playing for keeps. When you hit somebody, it could be the last time you hit anybody.
Avoiding such a fate means 3 days hard training each week for chef Martin Warner, a left guard with the Streatham Olympians. In 1984, when he began playing the game, Martin weighed a mere 15 stone. 2 years of pumping iron have produced an extra 3 stone of muscle and the sort of frame which has to go through doors sideways.
Yep. There's a great deal of skill in the game, individual skill in the different positions.
People think it's just a fight, when all they see is just people hitting each other and bashing each other. But it's not really. There's a great deal of rules in the game. There are certain blows you can hit with, and in certain areas you can't hit other areas in certain parts of the field. It's a new sport to us, like the Americans when they first took up our football. I mean, they had a lot of trouble when you couldn't say the standard was a great deal then, and I don't think it's as world-class now, so we're starting young.
Along with youth comes exuberance and ambition. There are 7,000 registered players in Britain. 3 years ago, there were only 20 teams in the whole country. Today, 30 fully kitted sides play in London alone. Where do you get your players from?
Well, mainly from gymnasiums and other sports like judo, powerlifting, boxing. Just generally good athletes, you know.
How good is the standard, you think, in this country?
It's junior college standard in the moment, which is pretty good for the amount of time that we've been playing, and it's improving all the time.
Now, would you agree it's a violent game?
It's a physical, friendly sport.
It doesn't look too friendly with some of the hits.
It isn't, but you've got the pads as protection, but they don't always protect you, but it's a physical sport.
Just how physical was demonstrated soon after kick-off between the Olympians and the Brighton B-52s. From the safety of the stand, the crowd roared its encouragement to the combatants. Down on the pitch, our 18-stone chef discovered that extra muscle doesn't necessarily ensure you against a bruising, sporting mugging.
Yeah, fine. It's caught the nerve on the side and just jarred my leg.
That's your first contact of the game.
It's hard.
What happened, do you know?
I was pass protecting one of the blokes, holding one of the defenders off, and another bloke just ran me in the side of the leg. So, I'll get him.
Unlike soccer, policing American football is a relaxed duty. But could the high spirits on the pitch spill over into the dressing room?
No, you're too tired after coming off the field, having 3 hours of beating the hell out of each other. You know, you crawl off on a very good game, and you limp off on a bad game. So no one wants to know anything anyway. That's a good thing about this sport. If you have got any violent tendencies, you can do it legally, then this sport was the one to do. I enjoy it because it takes all my tensions out from my home.
Back on the bench, the coach is increasing the tension. He has plenty of choice. Teams field 11 players at a time, but have 45 to choose from. Running backs like Tony Scarlett from Streatham are marked men. Stopping him can involve dropping the entire defence on his helmet. Despite this, he and a growing number of others keep coming back for more and more.
The rate is growing over the last 3 years. I'd say within the next 10 years, it could be one of England's top sports, if not the #1 sport.